Jungkook was laying down on the bed while the doctor was busy witnessing the monitor in front of him. Taehyung was leaning on the wall, eyes fixed on the amber. The doctor handed 2 headphones to Taehyung and Jungkook, who plugged it in their ear. "You can hear your baby's heartbeat now," the doctor said while Jungkook smiled widely. But Taehyung was stuck at baby's word. Nonetheless, he concentrated on the heartbeat of this tiny little bean. And soon his heart skipped a beat. A tiny sound followed by a series of it. He looks at Jungkook. "Was pregnant, Mr. Kim. You have to be careful. By the way, we found 2 heartbeats. So congratulations, you are having a twin." Jungkook looked at the doctor with widened eyes. His hand reached to his now wiped stomach. Taehyung reached over and pulled the tea down softly. Jungkook looked at him with his doe eyes. "Hubby, we are having twins. I can't believe it. You know, I always used to think that it would be great if we had twins. Both will look the same. How cute," Jungkook said while rolling a little just to be on the left side. Taehyung held his hand and helped him to sit on the bed properly. "Mr. Kim, you have to take good care of your husband. He is only 20. Here is some medicine which needs to maintain time. Make sure he has them in time. Avoid too much sugar in this period," the doctor said while looking at the couple who was sitting in front of her. "Anything else?" Taehyung asked, not really looking at the doctor. His gaze fixed on the prescription at the table. He was examining each word carefully. "Yes, try to cheer him up always. And there are no complications in Mr. Kim's pregnancy. So you guys can have sex like usual time. Here is the prescription. Let's meet next month," the doctor said with a beautiful smile, but here Jungkook is all crimson. His mind recalling the doctor's words. Well, he didn't feel shy because the doctor said that. Hell, he is waiting to have something unholy with his husband, but nothing is happening. He is this shy because the thought of Taehyung's slender long finger touching his bare waist sends shivers down his spine. All he could do was wait. Wait until he is taking a long cold bath. His pregnancy hormones always make him age-registered pie. Is this his fault? He can't control himself watching his man's fine abs. Is this his fault? The way his mind played a perfect pie video whenever he saw the man's stoic face. Is this also his fault? It's just Taehyung being a jerk, not giving enough priority to his lower region. He should take care of his lower region more. But that man seems more cautious about Jungkook's health. Even if Jungkook didn't blink for a second, Taehyung is ready to summon a medical board. Taehyung is doing everything but not touching the poor baby who is eager to get the sensation. After taking a long bath, he walked outside just in his robe hanging lowly on his shoulder. The robe's knots were hanging uselessly. Jungkook glanced at the mirror, witnessing his reflection on the mirror. Should I do something to my hubby? What if I follow Hyunggi's advice? I should do it, but will he think of me as a desperate freak? No, I am such a cutie pie, but still. Jungkook pouted while blabbering things about himself. But soon the knocking sound brought him back from the train of thoughts. He looked at himself and smirked. Jungkook, it's been more than an hour. Taehyung's voice filled with worries when he asked this question. Not knowing what actually his baby husband is thinking. That's something obviously not so babyish in the first place. His finger on the doorknob tightened, so does the right one, which was busy knocking on the wooden door. Sweat beads form in his forehead when the other line is all quiet. Hubby, I am changing my dress. Please co tilde. Jungkook stopped his sentence in the middle. He bit his lips while a wrath-filled gaze fixed on the mirror. He was glaring at himself for his tongue. Hold yourself, Jungkook. Why are you even ruining your own plan? But it's okay. No, it's not, you already ruined it. Jungkook said to himself while slapping his own lips. Frustration clouded his mind completely as his hand reached to his lips and slapped him slightly. This wasn't satisfying enough, so he poked out his tongue and slapped it with 2 fingers. He glanced at the mirror, then at the door, which is becoming an obstacle between him and his hot $euro times husband. I am coming after some time, he said with a fed-up voice. He wasn't fed up with anything but himself only. He is kinda done with himself and his foolishness. He had such a great chance to take the next step in their relationship, but all ruined perfectly only by him. Jungkook walked outside the cupboard room with an angry face. A sullen pout fixed on his swollen pink lips. He was wearing one of Taehyung's black tees which covered his mid-thighs perfectly. And a short pant reaching till his knees. He was fuming at himself. Obviously his deed disappointed him a lot. He sat on the couch defeated. He glanced at Taehyung, who was standing near the bed, holding a glass of warm milk in one hand and a hair dryer in the other hand. Drink it. I am blow drying your hair. You will catch a cold. Taehyung forwarded the glass to Jungkook, who took it with a pout. Taehyung walked behind him and inserted his fingers just behind Jungkook's damp hair. His rough skin touching Jungkook's damp skin gave him chills in his spine. Taehyung presses the on button and starts blow-drying his hair. Jungkook sip on the lukewarm milk. Taehyung was busy drying his baby husband's hair. But he is examining each expression of his cute husband. His pout, his sullen expression, everything noted perfectly. Want to watch something? Avengers Endgame or Iron Man? Taehyung asked just to cheer Jungkook up. Jungkook had been quiet for a long time. The quietness is so unlike him. Many thoughts are running in his mind. Jungkook's quietness was visible from the moment they left the doctor's cabin. Taehyung is tense about Jungkook's reaction over the twin news. They are having twins and Jungkook is too young to take this responsibility. No, I don't want to watch any movies. When will Jinny come back? Jungkook asked, trying to turn. He wanted to hug Taehyung and swallow the bitterness in his heart. Just after 10 minutes, Taehyung answers Jungkook while glancing at the clock hanging in the wall. The earlier discomfort took a more bitter side. Jungkook loves to stay with Seokjin when he is too distressed about something. When the moment was too quiet for both of them, Taehyung's shaky steps halted as Jungkook stood without any announcement. He started going downstairs followed by Taehyung. Seokjin and Namjoon are standing in the living room. Without even taking a glance at each other, Jungkook came hurriedly and hugged Seokjin tightly. Taehyung was standing in the stairway witnessing everything with a racing heart. But the inner turmoil hidden beneath layers of cold indifferent expression. Jinny, they're twins. We are having twins. Jungkook's loud voice with a honey-tone giggle sound makes the atmosphere more bright. Taehyung witnessed the pure smile. The way Jungkook's eyes are shining, it would be like if Taehyung didn't see millions of stars with those smiley eyes. Jungkook is happy, too happy to have twins. Really, you are pregnant with twins. I can't believe it. I am so happy for you. My baby is growing up so fast. This little cute baby is giving birth to twins. Seokjin murmured slowly and cupped Jungkook's cheeks. Namjoon chuckled from beside them and patted Jungkook's head tenderly. You are looking too happy, Kookie. Namjoon said, looking at Taehyung then at Jungkook. Jungkook pulled away from Seokjin and turned toward Taehyung, eyes still sparkling with happiness. Taehyung, whose entire focus was solely on his husband, he didn't say anything, just kept his gaze on the angelic face. Hubby, did you hear that? Obviously you were with me in the doctor's cabin. We're going to have 2 babies. 2, you know I was too shocked to even hear that. Jungkook said with a wide smile while placing his small hand on his still flat belly. Taehyung's gaze is fixed on his baby husband, who is smiling and laughing with his brother and brother-in-law. His face is glowing with such a light that would make his eyes shine. Lost in the pure heavenly light. His smile looked so pure that Taehyung couldn't take his eyes away. Jungkook is beautiful, too beautiful to look away. His entire face always glows with divinity. In this darkness of Kim Taehyung's world, the moon finally arose. The ominous darkness slowly fading away. The silver lay falling on the dark pavement. But will it bring the medicine Taehyung needed for ages or create another loophole of dark abyssal? Okay, stop jumping and smiling. Let's celebrate. I'm going to make Jungkook's favorite banana or strawberry milkshake. Which one do you want? Seokjin asked with a smile that is rare for Taehyung and Namjoon to witness. Seokjin seems like living once again with Jungkook. With extra cream. It will be superb with extra cream. Jungkook said and gave his best puppy eyes to Seokjin. He knows how to do magic using his eyes. Seokjin sighs knowing the truth behind those eyes. Of course, with extra cream. For my pregnant baby and his twins. Come with me, I will give you some dry food. Keep eating them while I make the milkshake. Seokjin said and smiled at Jungkook. Jungkook started following Seokjin like a lost puppy. His giggling sound echoes throughout the cold and silent mansion. Taehyung stood still at the bottom of the stairs, his fingers brushing against the railing absent-mindedly. His eyes focused on the kitchen direction, although he can't even get a glimpse of it. Namjoon looked at him. The softness in the raven's eyes is something foreign for him. Almost decades have passed since Namjoon witnessed this softness in Taehyung. Taehyung can hear the loud laughing sound coming from the kitchen. The laughter sound brought something so pure in the hell of Kim Taehyung. Namjoon glanced at him with side eyes and cleared his throat softly. You should join them, Taehyung. Namjoon speaks in a low voice. Taehyung glanced at him and sighs. He didn't say anything, just nodded his head a little. He takes 2 steps towards the kitchen but doesn't go there. Instead he sat on the couch. His long fingers rubbed the bridge of his nose. Eyes closed as if he is thinking something. When his mind is all busy thinking about his inner storm, the loud voice from the kitchen takes his attention. He glanced at Namjoon who sat beside him, ready to witness the drama. Stop eating all the cream before I even blend it, Cookie. Seokjin's loud scream reached the living room. Taehyung glanced at the kitchen without any expression when Namjoon smiled looking at the scene. The cute little bunny sitting on the kitchen cabinet swings his legs while finger drench in cream. I can't, Hung. The twins are asking for it, you can't say no to me. Jungkook said, trying harder to blackmail Seokjin emotionally. And he knows he succeeded in this. Because Seokjin said nothing, just a low chuckle. Taehyung leaned his head back against the couch and closed his eyes. The usual bunter in this house seems peaceful. The noisy atmosphere actually brings peace which is missing from the time it's built. Taehyung heard Jungkook's whining at Seokjin. His lips curve a little, just a little listening to all the whining of Jungkook. Jungkook came out from the kitchen holding a small glass of milkshake with extra cream on top. There are also some choco chips on the top just like Jungkook likes. He is smiling widely and comes to Taehyung. He placed the milkshake on the table and sat beside Taehyung. He was nuzzling his face in Taehyung's neck trying to inhale the intoxicated musky scents. For you, hubby, you know I added extra cream. It's superb in taste. Try it, you will love it. Jungkook said and Taehyung held the glass in his hand. He didn't like sweet things much. But he can't say no to his baby husband. Taehyung looked at him again, this little burst of sunshine sitting in his oversized tee, hair half dried, eyes sparkling like he didn't know the meaning of sadness. He is looking ethereal with divine glow. He is everything Taehyung doesn't deserve. Don't drink too much milkshake, Cookie. Your stomach will be full. And at dinner time you will be winning like a child. Seokjin shouted from the kitchen when Jungkook crunched his nose and pouted looking at Taehyung. Taehyung's slender finger touched this soft skin beside Jungkook's lips and broke the pout. Jungkook blinked rapidly at Taehyung looking hella cute. Don't drink before dinner. Tomorrow you can have as much as you want. Taehyung said, ruffling Jungkook's black silky hair. Jungkook smiled widely at Taehyung and nodded his head just like a child. They both come to their bedroom. And Jungkook goes to his study room while Taehyung is doing his work in the same study room just a table aside. The mansion fell silent after dinner. Not the suffocating silence but something comforting and peaceful. The only sound erupted in this place is the tip, tip, tip sound of rainfall. Some tips sounded a bit harsh which fell on the glass window. The floor-to-ceiling windows of the Raven Mafia's room is drenched with rainwater. Those water drops were busy creating a beautiful rhythm for the couple. Jungkook was laying on the bed curled up slightly. The coldness around the room gives him a sense of soothing which Jungkook never felt. The aroma in the room is still holding Taehyung's shampoo scents. His most favorite perfume after Taehyung's musky scents. His hand placed on his still flat stomach. The thing started with obsession now giving him happiness. Raising love inside his heart. He caresses slightly as if his touch will hurt the babies inside his stomach. He kept remembering the sentence the doctor said to him. 2 heartbeats, 2 little beans. You both must be tiny, huh? Please don't trouble daddy too much. Mama loves you both so much. You guys seem so small inside my belly. Those purple dots were your heart. So tiny hearts. Jungkook giggled while talking to himself. He whispered slowly as sleep clouded his mind. And finally he fell asleep with a beautiful smile on his lips. Hands still wrapped around his stomach protectively. Taehyung noticed everything carefully. The way Jungkook was talking with himself. The way a beautiful smile adorned in his lips. Everything. His phone still lit up with the chat record. It was showing Dr. Chan's eyed carefully. He kept the phone aside on the nightstand beside Jungkook and approached the bed quietly, his steps slow and careful not to make any sound. He doesn't want to disturb Jungkook's beauty sleep. Also he can't take risks about his deed. Taehyung looked at Jungkook who was half asleep, his lips parted slightly, lashes brushing the soft curve of his cheeks. Those eyelashes looked like a silent sea with fireflies. His breathing was calm, his chest was rising and falling in a perfect sync. Taehyung sat beside him carefully just to not wake Jungkook up. He reached out his hand hesitantly. His hand hovering midair before finally settling on Jungkook's hair. His fingers combed through the dark hair gently. Trying hard not to touch his scalp so Jungkook doesn't wake up. You should rest more, Taehyung said, ruffling his hair softly. More softness visible in his face than earlier. Jungkook hummed in his sleep, unconsciously leaning into the touch of his man. You always smile even when I give you nothing. You deserve everything. I don't know how to be warm like you, Kara. Sleep well. He pulled the blanket up, tucking Jungkook in properly. He stood up and kept his eyes locked on the angelic face. But before he could walk away, Jungkook's fingers wrapped around his wrist weakly. Jungkook looked at him with half-open eyes. Voice merely audible due to sleepy haze. Don't go, hubby, I am sleepy, I can't sleep without you. Jungkook's whisper compelled Taehyung to stand frozen where he was. He didn't move for a long time. Jungkook is already in a deep slumber by now. He is thinking about something. Nowadays he does a lot. Something unknown for everyone. Taehyung sat beside Jungkook when his marathon of thought ended. And then he slipped under the blanket, hiding his lower body with it. The younger boy moved closer instantly. He placed his head on Taehyung's chest while hand was placed on Taehyung's shoulder. Legs tangle up with his hubby's leg. His warmth spread across Taehyung's cold heart slowly. Taehyung didn't move, he just held him there. Taehyung's slender fingers massaging Jungkook's neck. Meanwhile on the other side of the same mansion, Seokjin was sitting on the study table. Piles of pictures of beautiful ladies and handsome men across on the table. Raindrops falling on the windows. The sound was once the happiest sound for him. He glanced at the floor-to-ceiling window. Flashbacks flooded in his mind. Flashbacks. Jinny, you will catch a cold. Come here right now, Namjoon shouted from the porch where he was standing. He loved the scene where his Jinny was all drenched in rain looking breathtaking. Come here, Johnny, you know this is the best thing in monsoon to do. Seokjin widened his hand and let the rain fall on his body. He is enjoying the raindrop too much. Back to the present, Namjoon stood by the doorway, watching Seokjin who was busy with his work. He knows what Seokjin is thinking. Jinny, the milkshake earlier, Jungkook looked so happy, didn't he? He is just like a child, Namjoon said, approaching Seokjin. He was trying hard not to cry and beg for forgiveness for something which he never did. Seokjin didn't say anything, he didn't even glance at Namjoon. Namjoon sighed and kept trying. You used extra cream like he asked. He said it tasted perfect. You always make things perfect. You remember this is the same way Taehyung used to ask for milkshakes. And you used to make it the same. Seokjin finally turned to Namjoon with fire in his eyes. His anger, disappointment and everything is clear in his expression. The expression is clearing Seokjin's state right at this moment. He wants some alone time. Just he and his pain. Don't talk to me like we still share life, Namjoon. Don't talk like we are still in the timeline where everything is perfect. Seokjin snapped at Namjoon. Those words work as physical blows for Namjoon. I just wanted to talk. Just talk like before. Namjoon tried to talk normally but couldn't. He was trembling badly. He knows what is coming and this thing makes his heart more scared. Like before. Before you killed my mother. Seokjin laughed looking at Namjoon, but it was hollow. It was something latched with every sour feeling. I can't lose you, Jinny. I can't lose you. Namjoon pleaded desperately. His hand was trembling vigorously. You already did, you lost me the moment I buried my mother and you buried the truth. Seokjin said, finally looking away from him. The hateful gaze now is not on Namjoon and this is the thing hurting him. I still love you the same way I did. I always did, Namjoon said and turned to the other side. That's the saddest part, isn't it? Seokjin said and moved to the balcony while Namjoon left from there. He can't stay in this place anymore. Everything is hurting him, and more than anything his own helplessness hurting him the most. Taehyung couldn't sleep. His eyes didn't allow him to fall asleep. He walked towards the balcony. Lighting up a cigar he leaned on one of the pillars. The rain stopped long ago. The air is filled